league. No for them want me hard stop. They can't flop, they can't flop, they can't top.
Alright, bright and lively. Welcome back to SouFLoTV again, everybody. It's your host with the most. Let's get right into this one. I don't feel like we did justice with the Mavado promo this morning, but that's because we ran out of time to get to it in depth. It was supposed to be a Mavado promotion and update for his event that's coming up in December. So here is the proper information, right? Mavado birthday concert is what it's going to be. So you know, so it's going to be a bash. It's his birthday concert. When is it going to be? It's going to be Saturday, December 10th, 2022. That's Saturday, December 10th, 2022 at 10 p.m. to December 11th at 3 a.m. So the thing I start 10 p.m. and it not done till early the next morning, 3 a.m. It's going to be one of those nights, a night to remember. Eastern Standard Time, right? The location is going to be at a place called Amazura, which is located in Queens. You can't miss it. It's a very popular place. A lot of people go there. 91/12, 144th place in Queens, Amazura. Drop it in your GPS. It's 2022 and be there. All right. And over on events.in or over on Eventbrite, you can definitely get your ticket or pick up a ticket any which part you can find a ticket. Known to the world for his plethora of hits such as "I Ain't the Real McCoy." Yeah, Real McCoy. "Gangsta for Life." Anyway, "Gangsta for Life." "I'm on the rock, I'm on the rock." Hey, sing out. The whole crowd are gonna sing out in there, you know. It's gonna be a mad affair, may I tell you that right now. Give It All to Me, Not Perfect, Settle Down, all them song there. Hope and Pray and all that. Progress. Just to name a few of the many hits that Mavado has will all be played out. The dancehall superstar remains one of the most sought after artists in the dancehall arena, and he's returning for this, his first performance in New York City in the last 3 years. So in other words, New York haven't seen the Gully God in quite some time. So you know they have a lot of catching up to do. It's going to be that kind of an affair, may I tell you. Plus it's a birthday concert. A performance that he anticipates to share the stage with friends and co-workers in the dancehall fraternity, celebrating another year of life. So you understand, a performance he anticipates to share the stage with friends and co-workers in the dancehall fraternity, celebrating another year of life. Friends and colleagues from in the dancehall fraternity, that means that you don't know who's gonna be there. Most people already, I say right now, them definitely are show up because them know say Alkaline are gonna be one of the people them will show up, and the Vendetta boss is gonna be there. We not saying so because I haven't seen any flyer, poster, or any guarantee, but that's New York. New York full of Jamaican artists, dancehall entertainers, and so on and so forth, who are good friends with the Gully God. So you don't know who you might bring out. So just the surprise factor of it alone should have be one of them things that tells you to get there. All right. Remember, get your ticket them on Eventbrite or allevents.in, and it's at Amazura. Set the date, December 10th, 10 p.m. sharp. Be there in there till 3 a.m. in the morning, rocking. All right, Eastern Standard Time. Now, there was a clippings that I saw from Mavado talking about him performing in New York. It running at the Jamaican newspaper as well. And, you know, basically I say, when he performed in New York before, New York has seen him perform with tracks, backed by tracks. Tracks like pre-recorded music you play and you sing over them. But this time, I think he's going to be doing it with a live band. And if he does with a live band, then it's going to be even more epic. More epic. And we were supposed to do an update on Mavado. So people are saying, how am I do concert SouFlo? What happened to the warrant where them have for him in Jamaica? Isn't he a wanted man in Jamaica and all these things? We covered that recently. So for those of you who don't know, there is a top tier attorney who ended up being disbarred because she robbed up a bunch of people. Mavado is one of them. She took a whole lot of money off of Mavado, and she still owes him a whole lot of money for property he was supposed to be purchasing. And when we come to find out from the shout, the persons who really own the property didn't give Miss Messi Mavado the right to sell their property. So it's a bogus sale, but Mavado done pay her the money already. So now that the Gully God is trying to get his money back from Miss Mavado, they're doing the runaround. All these years, Mavado has not touched foot in Jamaica, and we all know the drama with his son and all these other things and how he left and all this, and he hasn't been back, missing mother funeral. Basically, you can just say, must stay away from Jamaica, right? Okay. All of a sudden now, in order to get his money back from Mavado, they have to go to court. But here's the thing. There's an option on the table that says he can actually stay overseas and just go via internet and argue his part of the case in court. And Messi Masado's attorney jumps in and says, yeah, that can only happen if there is no warrant out for the person. So them run and go look, and lo and behold, there's an active warrant out for Mavado in Jamaica. Now, people, a warrant means that you are wanted. If you abscond on a warrant, then you are wanted. When a warrant is issued for somebody, it usually says, if you see this person anywhere, tell us where you've seen him, we can come get him. But then the rest of us are saying, then how come him there for him a tour out the world, man? I mean, I see Jamaica government trying to do no extradition on him or anything like that. So he's good. I remember one police officer said, me not gonna say who, but me hear him say, yeah, we're gonna make you see your yard and can't come there. Or we're gonna make you see that big house up on the hill and can't come there. Or something like that. Can't reach there, can't go there. Something like that. So I don't know, somebody has it in for him. The situation in Jamaica concerning his son, when them did want to talk to him, they only said to turn himself in for questioning. They didn't say they issued a warrant for his arrest. A warrant means you should be arrested on sight. Not true? Alright, so we're still waiting to hear what the update to that is, because they were supposed to go check. The director of public prosecution was supposed to check to find out if there was actually a real warrant out for Mavado, and they went and checked and they said yes, the warrant is there. A warrant was issued for his arrest. Or a warrant was issued for Mavado in Jamaica. Right? Now the question becomes, when was that warrant issued? Who issued the warrant? All that we have answered before in another video. So now he is still waiting to hear other things which will let him know if he can get his money back, or if he has to come to Jamaica to get it, or if he has to, or if he can actually do it online, face to face, via internet, and argue his case in court and get his money. Our bet is they want him in Jamaica. They want him touch foot in a Jamaica. So if Mavado don't touch foot in a Jamaica and they decide, say, yo, that's the only way you could get your money, guess what? Messi Mavado just got away with like $30 million of the Gully God money. So that's the update, and that's where we're at. Anything new concerning Mavado, we will definitely let you know about it. But what we are really promoting, though, is a big turnout for Saturday, December 10th, 2022, 10 p.m. to 3 a.m. at a place called Amazura, which is located at 9112 144th Place, Queens, in the USA. Get there and you can get tickets at Eventbrite, and it's called Mavado Birthday Concert. Just Google Mavado Birthday Concert tickets, Eventbrite, and you can purchase your ticket there. So tickets are also sold at allevents.in and wherever else you can get a ticket for this event. I'll be a man so go on. See, there was another thing we were supposed to talk about now on the Morning Thoughts show this morning. As you can see, if you looked at that icon, you notice you did say tree lick a picnic on the icon, and it said justice for the children on that icon. Okay, well, let's get right into that one. All right. So the headline come out now today that says death threats and insults were hurled in court. Man goes ballistics after trying to change his plea just before being sentenced. See? So a man who was charged with torching his sister's house. Shout out to the Jamaica Observer. A man who was charged with torching his sister's house in March of 2015, killing his niece and his 2 nephews, or in other words, him kill him sister 3 picnic them, burn down him sister house, and our 3 kids died in the fire. On Tuesday, hurled death threats and insults from the dock in the Supreme Court upon learning that his wish to withdraw his guilty plea just ahead of his sentencing could result in further complication. His name is Philip McLeod, who was 53 years old at the time of the incident in Arnett Gardens, and he had been charged with 3 counts of murder and 1 count of arson in the death of siblings Abigail Reed, who was 10 years old at the time, Leonardo Morris, who was 15 at the time, and their brother Bebeto Harris, who was 18 at the time. McLeod had initially pleaded not guilty to the 1 count of arson and not guilty to 3 counts of murder. However, after the trial began in April this year, he changed his plea to guilty for a lesser charge of manslaughter. So I'm going to try cut a deal right now. If me plead guilty, gonna give me manslaughter instead of 3 counts of murder. You can see the big difference there, right? Alright, the arson charge against him was dropped after that agreement. Just because he plead guilty, I don't know how them dropped the arson charge, because he did burn down the house, and that is the way that the 3 children died. However, he wouldn't be charged with arson because he copped a deal to plead guilty instead of not guilty to make it easier, and should have been sentenced to manslaughter instead of murder. I don't know who him lawyer is, but him get a sweet deal. This is a deal that we really don't want to see though, because 3 children were involved and the 3 picnic them deserve justice. He was scheduled to be sentenced on Thursday by the Supreme Court Judge Justice Simone Wolf Reese, but indicated at the last minute that he again wished to withdraw his plea, and instead indicated that he was not at the scene of the incident and he had nothing to do with anything. Me never did them, me have a good alibi, all these things. And he had been influenced by his attorney to offer the plea that he had before. Him said the attorney tell himself, he said not guilty, to change his not guilty to guilty in exchange for manslaughter charge instead of triple murder. So he's blaming it on the attorney, and he's saying in reality, I wasn't nowhere around. I may have my good alibis. Now, upon being informed that he would not be sentenced on Tuesday, as the plea withdrawal would need to be decided by the judge in what might form the basis for a fresh new trial, and that his present attorney would also not remain on the case. Mr. McLeod, who's been behind bars now for 9 years without a trial, he sounded his displeasure out loudly. The man said, if you know sentence me. If you know let me go. Me nah go back a no more remand. Any how you no send me back a prison, me nah take no more lick. Any man lick me, this time me a kill them. And me don't tell you, so me no want kill no one. You know? This is what he said. He expressed a preference for being housed at Tower Street Adult Correctional Center instead of the correctional facility in Spanish Town. Him say them a beat him behind bars, and him not take no more lick from no more water. And anyhow them lick him again, him a kill somebody in there. Anybody will lick him, he's killing them, and he's letting it be known. Now after being addressed by the judge, who said, I understand your frustration, Mr. McLeod, who was diagnosed with schizophrenia but was declared fit to plead after undergoing 2 psychiatric evaluations, said, I kill bumbleclad people when me go back to prison. Now remember, he was actually diagnosed schizophrenic, So are they supposed to be putting him in? Because if somebody who's schizophrenic is going through a phase and them commit a crime, while they're going through that phase? Is it okay to go take them, put them under medication and counseling, get them back to a right mind frame, and then try them for something they did when they were in a crazy phase? I mean, leave your answer to that in the comment section below. It's a really complicated case in some ways still. But him a make them know. Him say, I kill me a bumbleclad, kill people when me go back to prison. Wolf Reese, the judge, in noting that the situation was unique, raised several questions about the new turn being taken by McLeod, in essentially indicating that he did not tell his attorney that he wanted to change his plea in the first instance. The man does come out and say, "Him a change him plea today." Poor attorney don't know nothing. McLeod's lawyer, in addressing the court, said, "I would ask that his plea be withdrawn and I be allowed to cease representation, Your Honor. I don't want it to be a ground on which an appeal can be made. These are really unique circumstances. We are dealing with an accused who has a particular disability, and I believe that we should err on the side of caution." So in other words, please remove me from the case here because the man have issues. We know it, so we better be cautious how we deal with the sentencing and stuff. Wolf Reese, who is the judge, responded and said that, "I am of the view that it requires certain things to be done from the Crown's perspective because this is not an ordinary situation, and I don't know if the Director of Public Prosecution has a particular approach that it is in an agreement with, and the matter is in the middle of a trial. I don't know if it can just be withdrawn. There was an agreement for it to go by way of judge alone. Evidence has been given in the matter, and then there was a change of plea. I am not making a ruling that the plea is being withdrawn at this time, but I think that it needs to be explored that if that is an option, how would it manifest? Because we are in the middle of a trial here. You can't just change in the middle of the trial with a deal on the table that you already agreed to." The judge further requested that the defense of the Crown prepare submission looking at the case law in respect of change of plea and addressing her, the attorney. See? Those addresses will be made on December 15th, following which she is expected to rule. So now, today is the last day of November. On December 15th, this goes back to court, and then we should know something more about it by that time. McLeod, when informed of the court's decision, shouted at the female cop that was manning the courtroom, and he said, "Yo, gal, come take me out. Cuff me. And now me I go kill people. Take me out on the court. And now people are gonna start dead. You never know. Me have my phone at prison. And now me I go kill people." He said, "You never know. Me have my phone. Me have my phone at prison." I don't know if he was implying that he has a phone in prison where he can call people outside and have them kill people, or I don't know if he's just losing it again and he's just saying anything out of frustration. Anyways, the irate man could be heard ranting and raving at the top of his voice in an expletive-laced tirade even after being removed from the holding area by a policeman that was assigned to the court because them couldn't send the woman over there for him. "Hey, girl, come take me out of this. Handcuff me. And now me I go start kill people." Man, this situation sad all the way around. Just for the fact that he was diagnosed with schizophrenia, we could go into the conversation of talking about how we treat our mentally ill people and all these things. You know, so some Jamaican right now I say, "Ain't nothing wrong with him. Nothing wrong with him. He ain't mentally ill and schizophrenic till him kill off the people them. Sympathy them a look, kill him or put him in a prison for life." Either way you take it, they're going to have to come to some decision in this case sometime soon. I want to know what is your take on this. Leave that in the comment section below, and I also hope that justice is served for these children in a way where it look like justice for real. With that said, don't forget, get your tickets. You know, some of them have to go fly to the concert, some are going to drive, go up there, and some will be right there already. But Mavado's birthday concert at Amazura in Queens is on the way December 10th. Catch you on the next video with SouFLoTV. You already know. I'm out. Peace.